Hey there, I'm the English Pen, back with another lesson. In our second video, we will learn what a sentence is. We will also cover the general format that English sentences take, which comes in this subject, verb, object order. Finally, we'll learn how to identify the subject, verb, and object in a sentence. A sentence is a group of words, also known as a phrase, that makes sense by itself. Most likely, you have already formed sentences by yourself without thinking of it. However, it can become confusing and difficult when English is your second language. Let's break it down. In a sentence, you have three main parts: a subject, a verb, and an object. A subject is a person, place, thing, or idea that does an action in the sentence. Basically, it's a noun. Usually, the sentence is about the subject and will appear before the verb. The subject answers the question, who or what is doing this? A verb expresses what the subject is doing. Examples include to jump, to read, play, and so on. To find the verb, ask, what is the subject doing? The object. In a sentence, an object is something that receives the action of the subject. Let's use an example. Today, we bake cookies. The sentence is talking about we, so we must be the subject. What do we do, or what is the subject doing? The subject, we, bake. So bake is the verb. Finally, we need to ask, to who or what is the subject doing? In this case, who or what are we baking? We are baking cookies, so cookies is the object. As I mentioned before, English sentences are written in a subject, verb, object order. The subject comes first, then the verb, and then the object. This can help you identify the parts of a sentence. Now, let's practice. In the following sentence, we have I write books. We need to identify the subject, verb, and object. Let's start with the subject. Who or what is the sentence about? The sentence is talking about I, so that's our subject. What is the subject doing? The subject writes, so write is the verb. Finally, let's find the object. What am I writing? I write books, so books must be the object. Ready to try it for yourself? Here is the sentence. Michael often draws animals. Identify the subject, verb, and object in this sentence. Pause the video to figure it out. Michael is the subject. Sentence is about him. When finding the verb, ask yourself, what is the subject doing? Michael draws, so draws is the verb. Finally, what is he drawing? He draws animals, so that is our object. Sometimes you can have more than one subject, verb, and/or object in a sentence. In this video, I will only cover subjects and objects. Having two verbs together in a sentence is a bit complicated, so that topic is a video for another day. When there is more than one subject or object, the conjunction and is usually used. For example, if we want to have two subjects in the previous sentence, we can say Michael and Fiona draw animals. In this case, Michael and Fiona are subjects. Notice how draws become draw after an additional subject is introduced. Because the subject changed from third person singular to third person plural, the conjugation of the verb changes to agree with the new subject. My first video is a lesson on the conjugations of verbs in the simple present tense, so you can check that out for more detail on subject-verb agreements. Just like subjects, there can be more than one object in a sentence. We can join multiple objects by using and. For example, I like pink, blue, and green. First of all, we need to identify the subject. The subject is I. Then identify the verb. What do? I like, so like is the verb. Finally, I like pink, blue, and green. So all three are the objects of the sentence. Are you ready to try it on your own? In the following sentence, we have Ravin and Hana play soccer, basketball, and tennis. Identify the subject, verb, and object. Remember, in this example, there can be more than one subject and/or more than one object. You can pause the video now to figure it out. Are the subjects. Ravin and Hana play, so play is the verb. Finally, they play soccer, basketball, and tennis, so those are the objects. Hopefully by now, you have a better understanding of sentence structure in English. Understanding the sentence structure will help you form coherent sentences, especially when you start to communicate more complex thoughts and ideas. There were some things that I did not mention in this video, such as the direct and indirect object, as well as the difference between the two. Next time, I'll be explaining the details of the direct object. Until then, thank you for listening. This is the English Pen signing out.